Hello guys, welcome back or welcome if you are new. It's Christian from Emotions in Wine. As you see, approaching Korčula Island. So this is the second part of the Croatia trip 2025. We spend a few days here near Korčula town, and then we will move in there in the island. So here, beautiful town as we've seen already last year, with long history under Venice for centuries. Most was built by them. The high wall protecting it on the shoreline with the towers spread a bit around. Well preserved, actually. They did a great job of renovation, so I guess almost all is from those days. Wonderful also the environment nearby in the surroundings and the development of the town, besides the crystal clear waters even in the marina. This is the pedestrian area on the shore where most of the restaurants are. There are many small lanes. That is the Pelješac Peninsula. It's just a 1 kilometer something channel in between. So an amazing town, even called the Little Dubrovnik. If you have been, you may understand the meaning. Famous also for Marco Polo. There are different theories. One that he was born here, another that he lived here for a period. Anyway, there are his house where he lived, the museum, so some references to that is part of the touristic attraction. Here you see the main square, which is very tiny, of course, is very compact, the town. So time to talk about the main reason we are here. So Grk wine. Lumbarda is the village at 6-7 kilometers from Korčula town, in the southern corner of the island, where the 100 hectares of plantations are, all located there. Then there is nowadays a bit of plantation even in the middle of the island on Pelješac, but originally Grk is in that small corner, mostly near the village on sandy soils, and more recently they built the Fora vineyards, so on the slopes, rocky, facing the sea outside. So it's small plantation, few wineries, 10 to 15 existing basically, but some even without a proper address. They make many still don't bottle or bottle very little. So even the total number of bottles is very limited. Even the yield is low naturally. High acidity, being sandy, was on original root, so pre-phylloxera. It is in the 1% of global grapes with the problem of pollination, only female side. So it needs another grape in the rows, in the plantation to pollinate. So Plavasmali is used for that. So you have Plavasmali plantation in between. So as you can see, a lot of special characteristics for this incredible wine, said to be brought on the island by the Greeks over 2,000 years ago, but DNA didn't prove that theory. First considerations is second day that we are in Korčula. We arrived yesterday. Now the first morning relaxed. We were a bit around yesterday. We tried something. So first impressions. Something planned for the visits. Still considering exploring. So yesterday I heard before, because the main point was to find any other Grk interesting to go to see. And this one, Pošip, Grk 2024, was one of the two main options. I was quite surprised. The price is very high. In the shop, 35 euros or 34.50. So it's a lot. Because majority are, Grk is more expensive because they produce little. There are few wineries, but still majority are about 25. More than 30 need to be already premium. This is no oak, nothing, just a fresh, very nice. But honestly, the price is high for, it's not outstanding. It's a great Grk, like some others, but the price is too high. So for sure we are not going to focus on this. So I don't know if we will be able, because Zure is the other famous after Bire. It's more expensive, but they are not even responding. I don't want to go to beg people to welcome us to do a video, so I'm not gonna get mad about that. May find one bottle to have a comparison with other girls also for another tasting, let's say. But for now, we are looking for the others. So Popic could be interesting, but the price is too high. So let's see the other option if we find something. Let's see. Here we are in Lumbarda, so the village where all the Gurk vineyards are. As you can see already, quite flat and sandy, as I said. This is the only area of the island sandy. All the coastal area of Dalmatian Croatia is rocky. There are few spots, and this is one of those. Flat, sandy, you see the sea. The beach is the only sandy beach of the island. Here on the right is most of the plantations here. Just recently, in the last 20-25 years, the main wineries developed the hilly vineyards behind that hill, on the rocky slopes facing the sea, called the Fora, but the rest is here. So very small area with all the particular characteristics that it has. This is Croatia. Niche products, high quality, low quantities everywhere, but Gurk is more particular than everything. Here we are. Another Gurk Fides, 2024 vintage, 13 alcohol. This is a new discovery from this year. We tried to find a winery, but it's not existent. Someone told me they have a restaurant, must be very tiny. There is no even any indication. So in the end, gave up. But so far, after we tried a few, 5, 6 Gurks, is really one of the couple of best. So that's why I'm doing a bit of comment. I show again. So 24 vintage was very warm also here, but the rain not that drought in a way, because in the final part of the summer there was a bit, so it was okay, but challenging. Some made a bit richer wines, but many are able still to do the 13 vibrant, fresh mineral, salty, and more on the citrus. Not that aromatic intense in a way with some tropical like other times. And it's the case of this Fides, which I didn't hear before, was recommended by the girl in the shop. A very fresh citrusy mineral, really elegant and vibrant. The bottle is open already. We tried it yesterday first, but we will finish the bottle today. So it's also interesting to see the next day. Another important point is that you have a bit of pear, and on the palate is very long. So the freshness, minerality, even a touch of salty is staying there for a lot. So great length and persistence, unlike others. So besides the more fresh and less structured style, so less richness than others, also this length and persistence. So my cup of tea, one of my best so far. So for sure we'll buy a bit more. It's not cheap. This is 30 euros, if I remember. Yes. There are others still about 25. So this is already a bit more premium price. I guess they make just a few thousand bottles, even of only one wine. I think even no website, but I need to check properly. I'm not sure of that. So very nice discovery. So as usual, as I say, ask, dig around, look for also all these small, some selling only in their winery. In this case, no, but tough to find. So look for, ask, question. That is the best way to find is the small gems. Between the visits, we did also Vina Sabulu, one of the upcoming wineries, very tiny, also this one, below 10,000 bottles. You see, wonderful location. This is on the starting of the hill, so the vineyards are down there on the left, and then there is the beach, vineyards very close. He's selling basically everything here. They made a nice structure, reception, so it's a sort of wine bar. People even coming from the beach. He has also Pošip because instead of Blavatsmali for the pollination in the vineyard, as another one I heard, he tried with the Pošip. Nice wines, price is reasonable, but a bit on the rich side. So a bit more alcohol, a bit fuller, less vibrant and fresh. So a nice place to go for sure. And if you like structured wines, indeed you will be happy with his style. Oh, it's also true that 24 was more problematic in that. So he said that 23 was a bit better, but apparently, from what I understood, this is a bit his style, different from others, more on the vibrancy. After the view of the beautiful bay, very peaceful little wind, now we will see a bit of the Fora vineyard, the one I mentioned that is on the hill, rocky, facing the sea. This is the vineyard of Bire winery, the most famous, as I mentioned before, quite high at 300 meters, the top, all rocky as you can see, 20 some years they planted, was one of the first wineries, they are the biggest anyway, and the next part of the trip will be full video about Bire winery, the main visit that we plan in this year. So final conclusions about Grk in general, then as anticipated, next video about the Croatian trip will be Bire, specifically the full video. Here we have. So later on I will do a tasting of these three. Here is Sabulun, the one we seen before, and Fides, the one I spoke about a bit. Alcohol level, they are all similar, 13, 13 and a half. The point of the structure, of course, depends on the winemaking firstly and harvesting time. So a bit of differences we've seen. We will see more when we do the tasting because we will have three representative wines of the area. In the end, no Zure, because I was even not able to find any in the shops, so I didn't buy it. But except that, we have spoken and we will have some of the most, all the most representative. So I hope you appreciate it. As repeated during the video, Grk is really a fantastic wine. I tried even something a bit aged, recalling of Rieslings. So aging potential is good because the acidity is naturally high, like Pošip. But Grk tend to be a bit more vibrant, especially if they do it that way. As said, Sabulun was a bit more on the structure. Even the characteristics, besides the citrusy, the minerality, the touch of salty, then the fruit that can vary from those even to some tropical in some cases, not in those more on the vibrancy, and a bitter touch in the end, which is less and less nowadays. Of course, I cannot talk about the consistency because only Bire is the one I know already a couple of years, and they have longer history, so they are quite consistent. The others is all to be seen in the coming vintages, for sure. They are still relatively young wineries. Weather is also a challenge, even if they have very little bad vintages, as Bire mentioned to me. They have maybe one bad, the rest are all quite good or good, so that is an advantage because the rain is never too much. The main issue can be too much hot. That is the main point. So, very special place, and as you've seen even the map, that small corner. That's why now people are trying to ride the popularity of the grape, which is still in very tiny quantities here and there. But I can tell you, I tried from both the other regions, neighbors, so in the island and on Pelješac Peninsula, here it's unbeatable. In the middle of the island now there are a few making Gurk. Something is quite good, but still these are a bit more special. Something that you should try if you have the chance. So I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment please. Support the channel, we need to grow. And see you next time. Salute!